What's up, everybody? This is Show Nicole, and welcome to another episode of On the Brooklyn Tip. Joining me today is one of my closest friends, Troy Williams. He's promoting his new book, Credit is the New Bag. Say what's up, Troy.
How you doing? Troy Williams. Very happy to be here. Big fan of the show, so I'm honored to be the first guest on your visual episode.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I did tell everyone, and I've been talking about this for some months now, that I had a surprise. So surprise! On the Brooklyn Tip has a new look. I hope everyone enjoys. I hope you guys like it. You finally could put a face to the name. And yeah, we about to just jump right into it and do what we gotta do, okay? So, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I'm happy to be here. It was a beautiful weekend. I'm feeling great. Golden.
That's what's up. That's what's up. You know, the weather has been kind of weird.
It has. I feel like it was raining forever. It kind of stole the end of our summer, but
Right. So right now we like what in our second summer or whatever. But it is what it is. You know, I'll take whatever
Agreed.
sunshine I could get over the rain. It's a mess.
Agreed.
For real, for real,
Absolutely.
for real. So, what's your story?
I originate from LA. I moved out here from Compton, California, 20 years ago. Literally a day before my 16th birthday. From the Bronx, boogie down. Shout out to Brooklyn, but I am from the Bronx.
That's what's up.
I completed high school out here and began advanced schooling in college and things of that nature. And one thing just led to another. Obviously, I had a beautiful baby boy, and I ended up staying in New York, and now this is my second home.
That's what's up. So I just want to say what up to all my Compton heads. You got yourself a Compton native here, so tune in, tune in, tune in.
Absolutely.
But you know, that's what's up. First of all, shout out to your baby boy.
Thank you.
And I'm glad that you you like New York so much that you decided to stay.
I guess so.
I don't know about the whole Bronx thing. You know what? I have nothing but love for the Bronx. It is what it is. We always have this back and forth. I don't know why, but it's always been Brooklyn versus the Bronx for as long as I can remember. But it is what it is. It's cool.
You're always welcome.
For real. It's all love over here. You guys know that. So I wanted to ask, like, why did you decide to publish this book first?
That's a great question. I was originally in finance. I went to college for accounting and realized accounting was not what I wanted to do very fastly. When I wanted to get more deeply into finance, I sought out books and information and things of that nature, and I stumbled into the credit game, and it was everything to me. During 2020, obviously, was a trying year for all of us, and I think it really made everyone in our community stop and think, what can we contribute? And I wanted that information gap to be bridged. And if I can create that bridge, then this is something I just couldn't go forward without doing. That was the main thing for me.
Okay. So, So how was the journey like writing this book? I know I hear it all the time, you know, from different authors who've created their own books that, you know, it's not a overnight thing, you know, it's trial and error. But what has the journey been like for you?
I think the journey, I think you nailed it right on the head. Trial and error is definitely a modest way of saying that. Originally, when I started writing, people would feel like I was able to articulate certain thoughts that they were able to think of and not say the way I was able to say them. And I thought of the idea to start writing to begin to bridge that gap. In the beginning of my journey, I was able to secure a big multi-book deal. And the original thought was to come out with financial literacy for children. And I felt like this is something we can all relate to, and we can give our kids to brighten their future and give them an honest chance at it. I was in the process, and as you say, it is a process, and I was doing my research and interviewing people, and I found a lot of people had questions that I wasn't answering in these books. So I said, okay, what can I do to give this introduction to this information and make it simple? So more so than a book, I started focusing on writing a manual, something that you could say, hey, let me read this manual, follow it step by step, and by the end of this manual, I will be in a better position than I was when I started it.
I like that. I like that. Are you going to eventually write a manual more geared to children?
Absolutely. We do have some things coming out around Christmas.
Okay.
It is a series of children's books. I can't obviously, I'm not able to disclose any, details of the books, but it is something I think the kids will love. I think the parents will love it even more, and it'll be something that everybody can sit down and enjoy and actually learn something. And we will be releasing those around Christmas. Look
I
out
like
for that.
that. I like
this
that. I
December.
don't think, there are too many books out there for children that's teaching them, financial literacy.
True.
And, that's a problem. I mean, if we want to create change, especially in our community, like, we got to start somewhere. And so introducing children to that, I think it would help them in the long run, be more wise about how they, spend their money,
Right.
invest in, and different things like that.
And as you said, our community. I think that's big. We are our community. We are our future. So usually even books that are tailored to a younger crowd are not tailored to our younger crowd.
That's true.
And this is something that is very important, and it is taught, just not always in rural neighborhoods and things of that nature. And that's where I think the direction needs to begin to head towards.
That's true. I don't think I started learning about financial literacy and different things like that. So I got into high school, and even then it was like very basic. Like, I learned how to prepare taxes, but it was like very basic.
That's what they do.
And they took a lot of things out of the school. Like, we don't have home ec and different things like that anymore. So all of those things that would possibly help the generations that's coming up behind us is being done away with.
And that's a great point. I mean, you look at the school system now, and the math system that we're learning, I think it would equate to a cashier. You'd be an amazing cashier, but it's not teaching you how to compound, how to do these things in financial literacy that is a lot more important than being able to count money. So.
That's true. That's true. That's true. So what would you say is like the biggest misconception on like funding and starting your own business? Like, what do people get wrong?
Excuse me if I jump out the chair out of excitement that you asked me that. No, this is a great question. I think some of the biggest misconceptions when it comes to financial literacy, when it comes to entrepreneurship, small business ownership, is the people that are trying to get you audited, and they're telling you, hey, just write a car into your business name, or hey, just buy this property into in your business name, and they're not telling you the preparation and planning that this takes. Yes, it is possible, but it does take a great deal of preparation, and a large, maybe the most important part of that process is your personal credit and getting your personal finances in order to position yourself to go out there and get the bag and flip the bag and secure the bag and take care of your community and your family like you need to. So to answer your question in a shorter manner, I would say this idea that there's not money out there for you to go out there and make money. You do not need to make money from your own money, and there's a whole study on OPM. And OPM obviously being other people's money. There was, without naming any names, there was just a whole president that he's made a fortune on OPM. So that's the next step.
I think I'm going to put that on the shirt. OPM.
Other people's
money.
There you go. There you go.
That's dope. No, seriously. And you know what? I myself, like being one of those people, I always thought, starting a business, I had to save my money just to get the foundation going. Not to say that you shouldn't save money. Yes, you should. But I didn't really understand the concept of other people's money. And,
Right.
I didn't really understand, the levels to start in a business and funding and different things. So a lot of this stuff, as I'm going along, I'm like learning now, like, no, you don't have to do it this way. You can do it this way. Like, there's always a easier and smarter way
Absolutely.
to get to where you need to go.
Absolutely. I would like to reference, if you look up Robert F. Smith, richest black man in America, billionaire, obviously. If you look at Jeff Bezos, richest man in America, all these people built empires on OPM, on business funding, on stacking and compounding in the most simplest of concepts that we have access to. We just don't have that information. I think one of the another thing I would like to add, one of the quotes that we love to say in our communities is chasing the bag, but nobody stops and asks, what's the bag? It's not the money.
Wow. Yo, say that again.
It's not. I think
Let's bring that back.
Right,
Let's bring
right.
that back real quick. Let's
Okay.
rewind that. Say that again. Everyone chases the bag.
Yes, I think that's one of the biggest things. We love to say that we're chasing the bag. We're chasing the bag. And we never stop to ask, what's the bag? It's not money. There are doors that I will be able to enter without $1 in my pocket that you probably would have difficult acquiring the attention you're asking for with $1 million. It doesn't matter. That's not the bag. If we're gonna really secure the bag, there's a process to it. There's preparation to it. There's ways that there's things already in place for us to do so, and we just need this information. So the bag isn't the money. Nobody pays money for money. I mean, they do. That's what you call an investor. But the people at the top, as they love to say, there's no hating at the top. There's only collaboration. The people at the top, they're paying for information. So what's really the bag?
Wow. So what's really the bag?
Gave you that one.
What's really you know what?
The bag is the value. People, the bag is the value.
I've never heard it broken down like that. That's...
I wanted to make sure I came today, and I didn't want to only promote my book and say, hey, come, follow me at Smart Person Financial. Follow me at Smart Person Financial. No, I wanted to make sure I come and I give people enough value, and they leave your show saying, hey, I think I could implement this tomorrow. I think I can make a call and change my life within this week. Not with more money, but with more information.
Information is valuable.
Absolutely.
That's what's up. I like that. Yo, you
Thank you. I appreciate it.
you dropping some gems here,
I appreciate it.
Okay, so one of the questions that I have is how can a person expedite the process, of getting their business funded? Because, let's be honest, like, you have some people that don't mind going through that process and taking that journey step by step. But then you got some people like, listen, I need to get it now.
Right.
I want to go out there. I got things to do. I want to, get my business off the ground. So what would be that process for that person that's like, I can't wait?
For that person that just absolutely can't wait, the first thing I would tell them is there's nothing to forgive yourself about. We're all human, and your process is not the same as the next person's process. Where you start at is not someone's starting point. Where you came from is not where you came from. Your mama ain't they mama. You understand? to give you a little flavor on it. So if they wanted to start this process, I would say, and I see this meme all the time, start the business, sis. Start the business. Go out there and make some mistakes. Go out there and put your name on something, because I tell you, you're going to look back in a few months and you're going to be shocked at what you created. And the issues that you thought were issues are now the things, they're the topics of conversations that you're laughing at. So if you say, okay, that's fluff. It sounds good, But how do I do all that? Okay, I'll give you a real play. If you wanted to expedite this process today, let's say tomorrow, and I want to go and I want to get the money. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure they put some respect on your name. So we're going to look at your credit profile. We're going to make sure there's no discrepancies. We're going to make sure nobody's saying anything that isn't true. One thing that people don't know, these things that are being reported to your credit, they're being reported based on your consent. As soon as you're not contacting these bureaus and say, I don't want this stuff being said about me, then you're basically consenting for them too. So the first thing we're going to do is, like I said, we're going to go make sure they put some respect on your name. After that, we're going to contact these people and we're going to say, hey, what can we do to go forward? And they're going to want to deal with you. They're going to want to work with you because what's the alternative? And then the next process, after we have this in totality and everything looks clean and everything looks how it should look. Now the next process is to start the business, sis. You don't need sales.
Or bro.
Or bro.
Or bro.
Or bro. I'm sorry. Start the business. You don't need sales. You don't need money. I know the first thing people think is, I have a bunch of things to take care of. I have bills. I have things right now. Well, your nails look nice. And you have in knotless braids, I believe they're called, that you could fix your credit for a lot less than that. So that's the first process. You can fix your credit for a lot less than,
Now, knotless braids.
Self-love. You're not going to give me on camera.
Depending on what length you get, some knotless braids, right. Is a little expensive.
The last time you took a vacation to Mexico, it was thrilling, it was fun, and it didn't last. And for half of that price, you could have been on your way to $1 million, taking 1 million trips to Mexico. It's simple as that. Fix your credit, start the business. At that process, now we know the banks to go to. We know the credit unions to go to. We know what they want to see. We know what to say. All they want to know is, can you pay it back? And your answer is obvious. Everybody goes to these banks and these credit unions and they're so happy to say, hey, I'm self-employed and I have $5,000 in credit. Give me $200 million. And it's like, that's not how it works. You have to build that credit profile. You have to go out there and prove, hey, I'm reliable with money and I can handle large sums of money. And they will give you what you're asking for. On the personal side of things, of course, you can get these $20,000 loans, $50,000 loans, and they'll put you in a position to take care of the things you need. But why not start your business and say, hey, I'm just starting out. I need about $100,000. They'll give you that in 3 months. This is what we call no doc funding. As in, you don't have to prove who you are and what you're selling. You just have to look the part. You have to be valid. And you have to be reliable. And they're going to say, hey, here's $100,000. And for 12 months, we're not going to charge you any interest. And you say, that's beautiful. I didn't need the 12 months. Here's your $100,000. So next time they're going to say, really? Well, let me see it again.
There you go.
Now you're there. By that third time, that's that Jay-Z card. That's the black card. I mean, what do you need? They know you got it. You know what I mean? So, right, that is the game. Now, there are other processes to getting where you need. Let's say you don't have that type of money to do that right now. Well, do you need some pens, some notebooks for your business? How about a T-shirt with your logo on it? So you're going to step to these businesses, and I try to explain that in the most simplest form in my book, but you're going to step to these businesses and say, hey, can I get 10 T-shirts for my business? And I'll pay you back in 30 days. And they're going to say, okay, fine. That's a sum of $60. Sure, here's your T-shirts. Here's your materials that you need. You're going to pay them back, and you're going to go to Dun & Bradstreet, and you're going to have your number ready and your EIN ready. And this company, let's say Grainger, I'll give you a play today. You're going to go to Grainger. You're going to say, hey, I need some pens, some notebooks. This sum was $50. They're going to say, okay, you could pay us back in this net 30, and net 30 is an agreement basically saying we're giving you 30 days to pay this back. Once you do that, they're going to say you did, and now they're going to put some respect on your name. And that is how you simply create business credit. Now,
I hope y'all got that. Take notes, people.
Now, a very important part. I do have a bit of a foundation from brothers like Dion Coopwood. Dion Coopwood. Look him up. That's a mentor of mine. Darius Benders is another one, real good. Look him up on YouTube. YouTube University. We all have a degree in. This will cost you nothing and really flip your bag, so to say. That you could look up, and they talk about these things as well, of how people use business credit to buy a laundromat, get a bunch of ATMs, start their dance studio, do what you need to do. But as you do it, you got to remember that your credit, your personal credit, your business credit, this is your V. This your Mercedes, whatever you want to call it, and it's gonna drive you wherever you take it. You putting in the premium, it's gonna get you where you need to get. But if you're not taking care of it and you're not giving it the special attention it needs, it's going to cost you even more than your original purchase.
Wow.
But this is all you need. You put the right gas in it. Hey, put the spinners, make sure they're spinning. It's going to take you where you need to go, for sure.
It's something that you said when you was explaining that I like, and I want to point out when you were like, sis, start the business, go out there and make your mistakes. And I think a lot of times, especially when it comes to business owners and people that's starting up, we're afraid to make mistakes. We're afraid to fail. And, not realizing that with those mistakes and those failures, right, you're going to learn from them. Right. You're going to learn something. You'll learn, how to do it a different way. So I like that you pointed that out. Go out there, make the mistakes because it's expected. So I like that.
Absolutely.
So do you have, like, in your book, do you have references and different things where people, can go and look up and, try to figure out, like, what works for them as far as, like, funding is concerned?
Yeah, absolutely. I wanted to make sure that it wasn't a cash grab, right? Like, I don't give you a bunch of names that was going to pay me to mention them. I wanted to give actual resources that I use. So if you reach out, let me show you how to use them. Let's talk about it. Every resource I mentioned in the book I've used or am using currently. Everything I mentioned, the process of how to go about setting up your business formation, and things of these nature that could cause fear in us and doubt. I literally, this is the process I took, and this is the process that I use with my clients that's been proved. And I have clients that they've secured a bigger bag than me. I have a client that just contacted me last week, and they secured $225,000. This was in less than 75 days, just from following this process, and they started from zero. So I did mention a lot of things that you wouldn't have to Google. Mm. It's a /23023. I'm sorry, but if you copy and paste, I promise you, it'll get you where you need to go. Everything I mentioned in the book is, I tried to keep it black owned, but more so I wanted to give value and not give bias. So I used every last resource that I used and that I advised to my clients.
I like that you said everything, all of the references and different things that you listed in your book, you did it for yourself. Yes. I like that before you put the information out there for other people to use, that you test it and try it for yourself. There's a lot of times people say, well, do this and do that and do this and do that, but they haven't done it for themselves.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I like that, I'm giving you the cheat codes, but I'm also using them cheat codes for myself.
And let's be honest, in our community, if you can't show me better than you could tell me, then I'd rather hear from someone else.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So that was important for me, that I went through the entire process. I secured the funding 2, 3, 4 times, and then was able to teach it in a way that you wouldn't need me to walk and hold your hand, but I can if you need me to. It's not my money or your money, right? There's enough for all of us.
That's a fact. So I wanted to get into this. I noticed on Instagram you have two Instagram pages, right, and one of them is your fan page. Like,
yes, one of them is Small Person Financial Fan Page. Correct.
So, like, what was that about?
Yeah, I would like to explain this. But I'm
Yes,
standing on
please.
it. I'm standing on it. 10 toes down. Yes. Smart Person Financial and the Smart Person Financial's fan page are both active as we speak. Originally, I started out with memes and motivation, and I wanted to put people in the right mindset because, goals and dreams without discipline, I mean, that's like what, a Marvel movie or I seen something like that in The Flash when I watched the DC movie or something. It's fantasy. So it's I wanted to be clear about that, right? And what was the question?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. We'll,
It's
we'll we'll edit
cool.
that part out. So I wanted to be clear about where we were coming in. I wanted to put people in the right mindset to start their journey. So it started out with a meme page, and it just wasn't it. Let me just say that it
Just
wasn't
wasn't
it.
it.
It wasn't it wasn't the best for an offline footprint for a professional business, especially for a finance business. So I did reach out because ownership is about buying back your own time every way you possibly can. So I did reach out, and there's certain websites people can go to. Fiverr.com is a good one. WeWork is a good one where you could find people that will do small tasks. And I was able to reach out and outsource for an actual Instagram page to be put together. And at that point, it was just like, okay, what am I going to do with this meme page? And I do have a few interns on payroll. So I had an intern. Obviously, they're younger. They're more hip and know what's going on. And they said, you should have a fan page. And I was, I thought that was pretty cool to have a fan page. And I'm a Virgo, so as I should, right? And
That's
so
cute.
as it started, and people would they would have nasty comments sometimes or discouraging comments, and I wanted this to be a safe place for everybody and be motivational. Plus, watch your mouth. So it was it was big for me, and sometimes I could be a control freak that once my interns moved on, to have this page still active. So who better to run a fan page of my business than, who's a bigger fan, right? Not for only my business, but as CEO.
So what you're saying is you gotta be your number one supporter.
Cause why wouldn't you be? Why wouldn't you be? Seriously, why wouldn't you be in a relationship with yourself before you start dating?
That's true. You gotta be your biggest fan.
Absolutely.
I like that.
Absolutely.
I like that. So are there any other books besides, I know you want to do the children's book, but are there any other books that you are brainstorming that you want to put out? Because I'm sure this is not the last that we're going to see of you.
That's a great question. I appreciate you asking. I did, when I released the book, everybody loved it. I did get a great feedback, but there were a lot of questions in business formation. Starting out, should I do an LLC or an S Corp? Or, can you build business credit without personal credit, and things that they were touched on in the book, but I didn't go into detail about. So there is certain things that will be coming about business formation. Not only that, but certain who pulls from who. There's a lot of misleading information on the internet. There's people that's going to tell you, hey, get as much as funding you can and throw it to your personal account and then just cash out. And it's for sure, you'd be right up there where Bernie Madoff was at, and you know what I'm saying? A bunch of people that got audited and sent to jail for that kind of thing. But good luck for sure. But there are some more gaps that I would like to bridge, and there are questions that were asked, and not only to our communities, but the general community of ownership and people that want more and know that it's out there. It's out there for them to go get. The only, honestly, and a lot to do with mindset as well, and that's something that people can look forward to going forward next year. I have a lot of things going on this year, and we have a lot of clients, and everything is going great. But unfortunately, that does take up a lot of my time, and it has made me delay some of our projects. But next year, we could be looking for more business information things. and bridging more gaps and more things on mindset and discipline and how to get you from not from A to Z. We going from A to let me get what you get. But, you know, I like your bag. I don't want yours. I want one that matches. That's what we're trying to get our clients at.
I like that.
So yeah, that's a great question. I appreciate you asking. Look out for us next week.
Of course. So where could we find your book? Like what platforms? How can we purchase? I feel like everyone definitely needs to grab this manual. It sounds very informative. I'm definitely going to get my copy because I'm trying to chase the bag too.
All right.
So where can we find your book?
My book is out now on Amazon. Search it up. Credit is the New Bag. Also, our business page is Smart Person Financial, and the link is in our bio. Also, there is a Instagram page for the book alone, a motivational page that we post motivational quotes and things of that nature. It's also in the bio there. That Instagram is Credit is the New Bag Official. But we're not hard to find. We will be on Spotify by Christmas. We are being published by a lot of people. We are getting a great feedback, and we're in the process. Not supposed to talk about this part, but we are in the process of being put in the Harlem Library. So that's really big for us, and we're really excited. So if you want to look out and you want to find the book, and you say, "Hey Troy, that's not fast enough. Where can I get the book tonight?" Go on Amazon, look up Credit is the New Bag, leave me a review. And let's get to it. Let's get to the bag.
Let's get that money. Let's get that money.
Right.
But I just honestly I want to say, and I mean it. Obviously, he's my friend, so I gotta big him up. Not just for the fact that you're my friend, but for the fact that you're giving an example and showing like, as a black man, you can be successful. You know what I mean? You don't have to succumb to your community or whatever the stereotypes that's being said about black men. So I give you your props. I'm proud of you. I'm really, really proud of you. He knows this. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I mean, you was so low key at one point. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what was going on, and then bam.
Thank you. No, it really means a lot. I do appreciate it. I mean, with everything going on in our community and on social media and stuff like this, and we talk about the table and who's bringing what to the table and what first date should we be taking people on and all these things that don't they matter, but
right.
they're not priority.
Facts.
And we're quick to look at who's not giving us the opportunity.
Facts.
Or what opportunity someone else is getting that we feel we're not receiving at the time. And I'm gonna tell you, like I would tell my brother, like I would tell my son, you have to create your own opportunity. We can't be sold on all of our morals and principles that we've committed to thus far, because those are the same morals and principles that got us to whatever situation, good or bad, that we are in today. We have to change our mindset. We have to create those disciplines to say, I want more, and I want to create those opportunities. Instead of making $1 million, I want to be the guy that makes millionaires. I want that to be my biggest flex.
I like that. And on that note, we're going to wrap it up. I want to say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Bottom of my heart. It is my honor. Truly, it is my honor.
For being on here. You are my first guest. Like, I really appreciate this. I do.
I appreciate you having me.
I appreciate you. So thank you for coming here.
I appreciate
guys, make sure you go out and you cop his book. Credit is the New Bag. It's on Amazon. Go get that. Run them sales up. And let's get to the bag. Once again, this is Show Nicole on the Brooklyn Tip. You can follow me on Instagram. That's on_the_Brooklyn_tip. Follow me on Facebook on the Brooklyn Tip. And we will see you next time. Peace.